Emefiele arrives in Aso Rock, speaks on President Buharis broadcasts. That's the news headline. Now to the news details. Godwin Emefiele, the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, has urged Nigerians to adhere to President Muhammadu Buhari's directive on the deadline for the old 500 naira and 1,000 naira notes. Governor Emefiele disclosed that he has had meetings with no less than 14 leaders of commercial banks since the president's broadcast on Thursday morning, February 16. The Apex Bank governor disclosed this when he met with the president at the presidential villa, hours after Buhari made new announcements on the Naira redesign policy. Emefiele's visit comes hours after the president, in a televised message, announced that only the old 200 naira notes will remain a legal tender until April 10, 2023. The governor disclosed that his meeting with the executives of banks on Thursday is to ensure adequate supply of the 200 naira notes to suppress the suffering of Nigerians. Recall that the president on Thursday, in his broadcast, declared that the old 500 naira and 1,000 naira notes have ceased to be legal tender, contrary to the Supreme Court injunction. The president stated that all 200 naira notes would remain legal tender in the next 60 days, urging Nigerians to return their old 500 naira and 1,000 naira notes to the Apex Bank. While noting that the issue is still before the Supreme Court, the president said his directive came after consulting with the representatives of the governors and the Council of State. President Muhammadu Buhari's broadcast on Thursday morning, 16th of February 2023, has been described as executive rascality. Ebunolu Adegboruwa, an activist and senior advocate, said this while kicking against the president's move on the Supreme Court judgment. The legal practitioner said Buhari is currently in contempt of court over his disobedience of the Supreme Court ruling on the federal government's Naira redesign policy. Ever since the release of the redesign of the new Naira notes, 200 Naira, 500 Naira, and 1,000 Naira, there has been scarcity. People could not have access to the new Naira notes. Even banks were not given new Naira notes. And this has caused a lot of issues in Nigeria. But earlier this morning, Mr. President said in a broadcast message that the only old Naira note that is a legal tender is the 200 Naira note. So what happened to the 500 Naira and 1,000 Naira? To those that still have the old 500 Naira and 1,000 Naira at hand? Those ones are void. You can't spend it. You can only take it to Apex Bank. And Governor Emefiele is saying that once 500 Naira and 1,000 Naira gets back to the bank, it should not be returned back to the society. The only money, old notes, that banks can give Nigerians are the 200 Naira notes, because that is the only old note that is a legal tender up till April 10, 2023. Then after then, the 200 Naira note will not be a legal tender again. But the CBN and the federal government are not releasing those new Naira. They are not allowing this new Naira note to circulate. Once you go to the bank, banks will also give you the old notes. POS are also giving you old notes. The new Naira notes are not in circulation, yet they want Nigerians to continue to suffer, knowing that the general election is around the corner. In few days' time, the general election will hold. Now, what if on the election day, people are being bribed with new naira notes? People who could not have access to their money, won't they accept the bribe and vote for whosoever gave them the money? The federal government and CBN should allow the new naira notes should be in circulation before the general election, so that there will not be issues. People will be able to come out to vote in their masses. The new naira redesign has immensely minimized influence of money politics. This was said by the President Muhammadu Buhari. President Muhammadu Buhari, in his Thursday morning broadcast, said that the new naira redesign policy has to a reasonable extent been able to curb money politics ahead of the February 25th election. President Buhari also charged the electorate to go out to vote for candidates of their choice without fear, saying that adequate security should be provided to them and that their votes shall count. He admonished the citizens to shun violence and avoid actions capable of disrupting the electoral process. He said, "Fellow citizens, on the 25th of February 2023, the nation would be electing a new president and National Assembly members. I am aware that this new monetary policy has also contributed immensely to the minimization of the influence of money in politics." What's your view concerning this? On the day of election, will there still be ballot snatching or bribing people with new naira notes so as to get their PVCs or not? And will this new naira note be in circulation before the general election? We want to hear your view. Kindly drop it in the comment section. And also, don't forget to click on the subscribe button and the bell for more updates. Thank you.